Hello and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of December 22nd and on. So I've decided that I'm going to try my best to do this as a weekly offering on Instagram TV and possibly also over on my YouTube, where the former weekly tarot forecast just ended last year around this time. I'm feeling called to do more of these online free readings. I definitely get to do lots of fun over on my Patreon, patreon.com/Michelle Shea, but I want to offer something for the rest of you and for also myself, because sometimes I need a little advice for the week ahead as well. Today we're looking into the type of advice that we'll need going into the holiday week. So our card for the energy of the week is the Five of Pentacles. So excuse my co-star, Zoe Darling is having a bit of a cold and a little needy. The Five of Pentacles is a card that's a little bit of a warning to not be too greedy. Not only with finances and maybe presents and gifts that are coming your way, but also with what you're asking from the end of the year. So at the bottom of the deck, I consulted a little extra info. The energy underneath this card is the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is kind of implying that we don't want to be greedy with our ideas and the things that we're expecting ourselves to create in the world. Going into these final few weeks of 2019, it's a really great time to be gentle with yourself, but also not to settle for where you're at or how you've been doing things. So you have to walk that fine line of not beating yourself up for not accomplishing certain things, but also not becoming complacent and allowing yourself to settle into the space that you've created for yourself. And even if you've created amazing, great things, which most of us have, but if you look back on this last year with optimistic eyes, you'll see all of the change that you've created, because it's been some really powerful energy pushing us forward. And it's not always been comfortable, but it has created lots of change and lots of productivity, regardless of where you might find yourself. So as you look into that, I encourage you to recognize the growth that you've done. Don't beat yourself up for the things that didn't happen, and then see how you can take even more of that growth energy into the next year. So don't be greedy. Aren't you listening? So I hope that this Five of Pentacles serves you well in being able to take stock of the previous year and be on the lookout for some really great creative inspiration, because the Ace of Wands underneath the deck implies that we have the potential to start the inspiration for the journey that 2020 is going to be this week. So even though the year doesn't actually begin for another week, you might be getting some really good ideas of where you are going to be putting your focus and your energy and your powers of creation. So I hope that this reading has served you well. If you want to know more about the card readings, you can head over to michelleshaywalker.com. And if you are interested in another offering that I'm doing right now, over in my stories and the highlights for my stories, I have something called Medical Medium ? And I'm using the Akashic Records to gently provide suggestions for any ailments that you're currently dealing with that you might want your spirit guides and the universe at large to help out with finding solutions or causes to. And know that this is also a service that I provide in long form over at michelleshaywalker.com. Again, but if you want an in-depth look at what energies would help to support more balance and more growth and more healing in your life, you can head over there. And any funds that you provide to the Patreon or any purchases that you make over at the website help to take care of this one.